Now, you're watching Good Morning Britain. A government minister who ignored a lump for 2 months, which actually turned out to be a really aggressive form of breast cancer, is urging women to check and check and check themselves regularly.
Claire Hughes has now returned to work at Westminster after 7 months of diagnosis and very aggressive treatment, and she joins us now. It's funny, I was thinking about a former MP, the late Alan Clark. He had an expression: if you think you've got cancer, you run, you don't walk to the doctor. And you found symptoms, but you didn't do anything about it.
I didn't think, I was very blasé. I was quite relaxed about the whole thing. And I know it's a ridiculous thing to think, but a friend of mine had had a lump. She'd had it checked out. It was a benign cyst. So I don't know if it's just my brain rationalising things.
Denial,
but I just thought, yeah, exactly. I just thought, oh, you know, I'll go, I'll do the right thing, I'll get it checked out. But I wasn't like thinking for a second that it would be cancer.
Well, you put work first, didn't you? You actually put sessions in Parliament
I was busy. So I thought, I'll go to the doctors and I'll do it when I get to recess. And then I went to the GP and they said, well, I'm sure it's nothing to be worried about, but, you know, we'll refer you to go and get it checked out at the hospital.
And so often, mercifully, things do turn out to be nothing, don't they?
Absolutely,
And we're juggling lots of things and we think we'll be fine, but we don't. The other factor, of course, is that you were young.
Yeah. I was 46 when I was diagnosed. I'm 47 now. So, I just didn't really think that it was something, that would have happened to me.
So how long did, from the day that you discovered the lump to the day you were diagnosed, what time was that?
Probably about 4 months.
You see, that could be the difference between living and dying, couldn't it?
With the benefit of hindsight, I just think what an idiot I was. I should have, not an idiot, I think, as you say, it is easy to just put things off because you're busy and other things take a priority, but, and I didn't check my chest regularly. I found the lump by accident, and now I know a lot more about what I should have been doing. I check my chest every now and again.
Can you explain that? How you found it by accident? What, in the shower or something?
No, it sounds bizarre, but I was like walking down the stairs in Parliament, going from a meeting to something, and I was just like, thinking, oh, under my armpit feels a bit sore. So I just kind of had a little prod, and then that evening I thought, let's just see what's going on my armpit, and I just found a lump further down. So it was by chance, really.
But far from being benign, it was an extremely aggressive form, wasn't it? I mean, what did they say to you when they made the diagnosis?
So they basically said you've got a breast cancer. It's a triple negative breast cancer, so it's quite a rare. Well, I think between 10 and 20% of breast cancer cases are triple negative. So it's a grade 3. Triple negative. It means that it's got no hormone receptors. So those types of cancers are typically, more aggressive and could be faster growing. So mine was a grade 3, so it wasn't a stage 3, but it was a grade 3, which means it was a more aggressive acting cancer, which is why with the triple negative cancer, you're more likely to then need chemotherapy and then quite potentially radiotherapy, which is what I had as well.
So you took that on, you went through it, of course, faced it down. How are you doing now?
I'm doing really well now. Yeah, so I am cancer-free, which is fantastic. I am back at work full-time. I'm feeling really well, so I'm always touch wood.
Touch wood. There's not much about it. It's pretty fake written here, but we'll do it anyway. One of the other factors, though, to do with your age was that the routine scans come in at 50. Are you one of those that feels that should be lowered, as we are seeing a increase in numbers of people in their 40s, aren't we, women in their 40s?
Yeah, I mean, I think, people of all ages get breast cancer, so I think that's, a good thing to say. And I think there is obviously research ongoing, and I think whatever we decide to do around screening needs to be led by the evidence. So I think there are differences of opinion. I think different breast cancer charities have different opinions on that as well. So I think we can talk about, whether the age should be changed, but I think the key message should be we just need to take it into our own hands, take control by regularly checking our chest. And again, if you notice any changes, because if you check regularly, you get to work out what's normal for you. Then if you notice something that's different, then you can go and make that informed decision going to the GP.
I'd be really interested to hear exactly what treatment you eventually had for it, because as I said, it was a very aggressive treatment. Just take us through it. And and what side effects did it have on you?
So first of all, I had a lumpectomy. So it's called a targeted local incision, where they try and remove the lump. So I had that, and then afterwards the results kind of indicated that there was a little bit more cancer then than I'd thought. So then I had a mastectomy, and when I had the results from that, they said again there was a second tumour behind that one that they hadn't seen. So But I mean, it was still successful, and they managed to get that out. And I then had 6 sessions of chemotherapy, which I had at my local hospital at Ysbyty Gwynedd, which, was, not a great experience in terms of nobody wants to have chemotherapy, but, again, like the NHS, the staff were just absolutely incredible, couldn't fault them at all. And then I had 5 sessions of radiotherapy at the end.
So surgery, chemotherapy,
and then radiotherapy.
Yeah, that is aggressive, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about the side effects? How are you now? Has it had any long-term effects on you?
The only thing that maybe I wasn't expecting was kind of kicked me into like very sudden menopause. So I think that's something that sometimes we don't, I certainly, wasn't aware of it. So
what would cause that? The chemo?
It's the chemo, yeah. So side effects from that are obviously like hot flushes, night sweats a little bit, and just really achy joints, just like feeling a lot stiffer than perhaps I did before. But even that, I think, is getting better. I'm back to trying to go to the gym, staying active, doing plenty of walking. I've just been far more aware of my health than I was beforehand, really.
And how were you about losing your hair? Which is, I'm glad to see it's coming back.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to lose their hair, do they, obviously? And, as being an MP, you're kind of aware of how you look. Also, my kids have got 2 teenage kids. It's probably embarrassing enough for them to have an MP as a mum, never mind having an MP with a mum with no hair. But I was kind of accepting of it all. Do you mean? It was like, I was, again, so grateful to have that treatment, to be thinking, we get this treatment on the NHS. I think that, losing my hair was a short price to pay. And as you say, it's come back really quickly, so.
We hear a lot about the sort of, the stresses of life in politics, pressures on women dealing with life in politics, and in all areas, really. Has it given you a fresh approach to come back, having survived something life-threatening, to come into Parliament? Does it make you sort of view things slightly differently? Are you more passionate about some things and maybe sweat some of the other stuff less?
Yeah, I think so. I think definitely, I think when you're an MP, you've got a certain amount of time. You have a parliamentary session in order to try and get as much done. Like I'm the MP for the area that, where I grew up, where I live, where my family, my friends all are. You're so passionate about trying to get things done and deliver for the people that you represent. It's such an honour and a privilege. It just makes you, again, you just realise this makes you even more conscious that time is short and you don't want to waste a second of it. I think, that's the thing.
Well, I mean, I think Kate and I have both done many interviews over the years with people such as yourselves who've had a close shave and have said, please, go to the doctor straight away. But it's funny, you must have seen interviews like that. You must have read articles like that. You must have seen features about it in the paper, and you still didn't do it.
Nope.
But here you are.
Yeah.
To say it again, based on your experience, you just cannot delay.
Absolutely not.
Go that same day.
Yeah, and check your chest regularly. Don't do it just every now and again. Set a reminder on your phone, or go to Copperfield. You can get like a monthly text message which reminds you. Just make it part of your routine, so you get to know what's normal for you. And if you notice any changes, just go and get them checked out.
Really good advice. Thank you, Claire. And good luck with the rest of your recovery and
Have a
going
good day.
forward.
Thank you.
If you've been affected by any of the issues we've been talking about this morning, or it's triggered a thought in your own life, there is help and support available at itv.com/helpline. Thank you very much indeed.